So if you sit in an L shape, we should be able to have a flat back and flat legs. Knees should be able to touch the ground, and we should be able to keep our back up against the door, feet up against the wall, tailbone to crown, butt to heel. If this is difficult, or we're somewhere like this, or if your pancake is a little bit rounded in the lumbar and we have trouble getting space in the hamstrings, I'll have you follow this 3-movement corrective to get some more space. So take a baseline, get a photo of yourself here. Again, we want to be here. If we're over somewhere like this, get a nice photo, draw a nice line from tailbone to crown of the head, show the shape of that line. And then we'll do 3 rounds of all 3 of these exercises, and then we'll recheck the L sit. So exercise number 1 will be done from a chair. We'll sit bad boy style on it. I like a chair that's a little higher so I can kind of pull and keep my chest upright, but since I don't have that, I'm just going to use this one. So bring your chest to the back of the chair, and we're going to try to lift the feet up. So again, if I'm here, I want to keep this nice and straight. I'm going to try to touch my feet to the ceiling and straighten my knees. You want to feel your quadriceps, hip flexors, abdomen, and you want to keep your low back from rounding like that. Again, we'll come here, pick up, nice and long spine, feel those muscles, 3 nasal inhales and exhales. Every exhale, try to push further and harder. Find some shaking. You want to find shaking in all of these exercises, especially on those exhales. So we'll do one of those, and then we'll go into our next position, which will be done from the ground. We have a rolled up towel here. We'll unroll the edge of it. That's going to go under the tailbone. We'll set that under the tailbone here. Pick this up. The whole time, if someone's trying to pull this out from under you, you're not allowing it to be removed, so the hips stay down to the floor. Again, we're simulating that L sit, and this can be done narrow, medium, or wide. I'd do all 3 if you have time, but pick your tightest one to start with. Pin that tailbone into the ground, flex your quadriceps, hip flexors, find your core, straighten your legs, inhale, exhale, bring that all towards you. Keep this from coming out though. You should feel your lower abdomen. Find the shakes. Exhale, pull it further. Again, that should be shaky. You should feel a lot of muscle activation, not a lot of stretching. Stretching is fine, but we're looking for more of a contraction in the muscles that have nothing to do with the hamstring length or the L sit. Again, because we want to activate the antagonist to those movements, or the muscles that show opposition. So now that we've done those 2, we'll do the last 3rd exercise. You'll take that towel again, put it under your knees. Again, in this one you can go narrow, medium, wide. You just might need 2 towels. I'm going to do narrow for the sake of efficiency of the video. You're going to put both knee pits against that towel, and what we want to do is sit as high as we can. If we need to, we can be supported out back. If we're really rounded, I want that spine to be straight no matter what. So if you have to do this, kind of get something like that going. From this position, you're going to pinch the towel into the floor by driving the knees downward, getting really tall. So knees in, tight quads, tight hip flexors. Bring those feet up off the floor, but also keep the pin down towel. Tall through the crown, 3 deep nasal inhales, audible or vocal exhales through the mouth. So back comes in and forward, knees push down. 3 inhales and exhales, find the shake. Now, after you've done those 3 movements, repeat for another 2 rounds. Change your distance between the legs if you feel like it. And then at the end, go back to your L sit, nice and tall, ear, shoulder, hip, perpendicular to the floor, feet straight down, knee pits try to touch the floor. So take an after photo, draw a line from tailbone to crown again, and see how, if those lines are different. So again, we're getting some flexibility here through activation of the front of the body and getting a reciprocal lengthening on the back of the body. So if we start out tight back here, we're going to use activation to pull length into the back of the body. So test this 3 rounds of each movement, 3 inhales through the nose, 3 exhales through the mouth, kind of pressurized, and then check your range of motion before and after.